Presenting now is Dr. Adéọlá Fálẹ from the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Dr. Adéọlá Adijat Fálẹ teaches at the Department of Linguistics and African Languages, Faculty of Arts of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, Nigeria. She acquired her master's and PhD degrees from the University of Ibadan, Nigeria, 2005 and 2015. Dr. Adéọlá Fálẹ is a fellow of the AHP/American Council of Learned Scholars, 2012, co-researcher of the IFCD UNESCO 2023, and NRF co-researcher 2023. She was the editor of Special Edition of Yoruba Studies Review, 2001. Dr. Adéọlá Adijat Fálẹ is a celebrated poet, renowned actress, and a published performer. Dr. Fálẹ is well-traveled with reference to her wide coverage of scholarly academic presentations. She's always very enthusiastic about learning and sharing impactful knowledge. Please welcome Dr. Adéọlá Fálẹ as she presents the Yoruba Oral Performatives, Jutting the Future from the Contemporary Perspective.
Thank you very much to the scholars in the house. I pay obeisance. And thank you very much for giving me this fair hearing to present this research. The topic, as said, is Yoruba Oral Performatives, Jutting the Future from the Present, and this is talking about the contemporary perspective. I have my abstracts, and I have just expressed what I am interested in doing in this. But let me quickly go to my aims and objectives. The paper seeks to evaluate how relevant are the themes, context, and contextual inventions as aided by technology are able to enhance entertainment, to educate, to inform and promote, likewise preserving the Yoruba orators beyond their immediate environment and the global village. I have few keywords that are so germane to me in this presentation. And first is the Yoruba Oral Performatives. What do I mean by that? The various Yoruba genres that people engage. I listened to Professor Omojola the other time reflecting on Oriki. It's one of the Yoruba oral genres that is so fluid and it's so elastic in the sense that people use them over time. You find them in the Saigungun performances, in Ijala, in Bolojo. These are the likes of genres. Incidentally, I chant all this, well trained, and by virtue of my training background and where I come from, then this is my core area of scholarship. So there have been works on this which I reviewed, and I'll be talking also around this. Presentational mode talks about the three modes of renditions, which have been largely classified by scholars like Olatunji, Karen Baba, Ulibaya, Ajibade, Fálẹ inclusive, standing here with all respect to you. And what are these presentational modes? We have the chant modes, we have the feature types, and we have the song mode. The song mode is the very contextual text that I will be looking at in this presentation. But there is no way you will use any Yoruba orature without largely referring to the feature type, where Oriki plays a vital role. The likes of proverbial sayings or expressions of Yoruba people also, we all engage in them. When Prof was mentioning, somebody raised a question of structural defects or engaging composition or composers, we engage language. We engage language at every level of composition and communication through music or our orature. So this is where language is so important to us, be it at the secular level or at the other context of use. So I look at these three modes as a term for presentational mode. Contemporary inventions. I'm just speaking to the essentiality of creation, which youth largely have put into this. I reflected on hybridity, cultural hybridity, which was part of the question I answered for a presenter the other time, that music has gone beyond just the ancient time. It's evolving because we evolve language daily. And we have cultural interference, which has to do with our culture, the home-based culture, and other cultural exposures. So this kind of a fusion in our day-to-day contemporary innovations, largely by youth. I'm interested in youth engagement in this presentation, but I have used few works of people that you are likely, I'm just assuming that you are likely going to know them because you are all musicians. Audience is so important to me in this presentation. This is why I've been engaging reception theory as propounded by Hans Robert Joas, which is a base for the reaction that you get back, a kind of feedback from the audience perspective on whatever post or rendition you put up as a performance. The global village is another text to me. Global in the sense of the internet that cut across not just our immediate environment, but beyond the immediate setting. So also engage the internet and all kinds of social media platforms, the TikTok, the Facebook, and the rest that our youth and all of us are now familiar with. So largely, the last word, which is so key to me in this presentation, is interrogating the future. Purposively, like I said, I have picked works of artists that are so ancient, in quotes, the likes of Alhaji Agba, Barrister Ayinde Sekiro. These are people who engage language and oriki so much. And I remember when I was young, I learned through a lot through this performer. He's of blessed memory now. One of his work that cut across my discussion is a song he rendered as far back as 1985, so current to date. So also I am looking at Ebenezer Obey, is another artist whose songs communicate the relevance of my presentation. Those are the key performers within same bracket age because they're male performers, artists who engage folklore. Alo, we have different types. We have Alo Akpam and Alo Akpagbe. A lot of work has been there, and I review this as scholarly works. The other youths within the age brackets of 45 and 60, 45 and 50 are the works of Segun Akinlolu, Beautiful Nubia, Asake, Ahmed Olalade by name, and Davido, whose name is also David Adedeji Adeleke. These are also male artists. Where are the females? I'm going to answer that. The females are the core traditional chanters. They don't call themselves traditional chanters. They are known by what they do on social media. I have the likes of Akpeke Ajobata, Ayinde Chanta, Ayoni, and Omowumi Akewi. Now let's ask the question. I have had interaction with Ebenezer Obey, Fabi, a couple of times as a performer myself. What does music do to you? The answer is playing music clears my head, it moves my body, and purifies my soul. You can ask yourself. In a nutshell, my submission is that music is relaxing. Remember our African lullaby? Permit me, I'll be using copious examples from Yoruba setting. And this is why my work speaks to the oral performatives of the African indigenous setting. Music is educative. When a child cries, we say, "Oh, mommy, dake, oh, masukuma, dake." In a way, we are singing. Music is part and parcel of Africanness. Example of an informative and educative artwork by Ashake is Ototo. Ototo. I'm sure if I ask youth in this setting to sing that, they may likely engage it beyond me. But what interests me in the works of Ashake is that he was a student in Ife, and he has engaged largely proverbial expressions, just like Davido. They infuse it in their percussions, in their expressions of music. Music is entertaining in nature. Our folkloric text music, if I ask you, hello, aja aja o ran mi lẹ́rù. Very good. We have variants of responses. Some will say, sembele ko se. Some will say, bangbala ko ba. But the rhythm, the rhyme, the entertainment aspect of it, the awakening of the beautiful sonorous voices when rendered, they're all informing to us that music is entertaining. Music is therapeutic in nature. One is sick, we can use music. Music is healing. In most of our prayerful day, like we sing in a way. Orina, 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 banche mi ole dashe. Your echo will just be what I have actually said. Orina, 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 dakun banche emi ole dashe. Orina. Ori banche ole dashe. Orina, orina. Ẹlẹ́dàá mi banche ma jentenu egbe. Orina, orina. Ori mi ràn mí ṣe ma jen pòfo ọmọ. Orina. I can go on and on, but it's just to tell you our songs are prayerful and the texts we use are so many. Music is curative. Music is evangelizing and can corrupt. Likewise, can be transformative from generation to generation. I'm sure nobody taught us certain proverbial or folkloric songs, but we get it transferred from generation to generation. This is what Beautiful Nubia used mostly in his interrogating the world and engaging the world. We have songs like Orin Ebu, Orin Olorogun, Orin Obìnrin, Orin Ogun. Because of my time, I have to run now. I have done a quite of literary and literature review based on works that have been classified by scholars. So I wouldn't want to waste time on this. Like I said, music is informing and enlivening. Like Falola rightly said, in terms of development of every kind, be it cultural, social, political, and others, practically unattainable. Where there is no peace, there is no life. And for us to create peace, sometimes we use music. And for us to alert the people within an environment, we sing, isn't it? This is why I have used largely some of these performers to interrogate my work. There's a particular way we render a song. I want us to quickly listen at this, just to have a feel of what Oriki is. I don't know if that is coming out. Huh? Okay. It's not coming up. Our elders were the ones, gently, our elders were the ones singing, and this is an answer to my beautiful lady who said, where are the women? I won't have time to play this. Let's leave this. I have a number of music to play. To Yoruba people, music is not just song. It encompasses the percussion, the rhyme, the tone, the voice, the rendering pattern, all encompassive. And the type of percussions in terms of drum package you put into it. This is why it's called tilu, tifan. So if I be using song or music, I mean inclusive of the drum, the percussion, and the rest that have been used. And part of the scholarly reviews, which I want to corroborate in this research, is that the works of Echeros Vidal, Adegbite, Adedeji, Daramola, corroborates the view that each culture has its own music, just like Prof in the keynote rightly informed. And there is no particular religion in Yoruba land, be it Islam, that has not got a particular music, and they speak to context. So is this contextual essence and context and contact that I want to use? Our music has flourished in both at the secular and religious life of Muslims, inclusive of Christians, and beyond just the traditional setting that this paper looks at. We have Orin Ajemo Eya that has to do with class or group or ethnic cities. We have music or songs that speaks to the popular world, which we now call popular music, like in Akpala. And we have traditional music that comes from Egba, Ondo. The Bolojo I recited the other time that I just mentioned is from a particular locality. And I am from Igbomina. We have our own kind of song and music. But I'm not dwelling on that. So Orin Aremolekun is one. We have religious songs. We have Orin Ebu, Orin Olorogun, Orin Olobirinle. So to the sister who said, where are the women? I think interrogating further the base where women were functional, were more at home and indigenous setting of traditional music, and this is what people are changing. Now, examples of performances of Akpeke Chanta is one of the texts that caught me aware that youth now create their own kind of music, even though Akpeke Asha uses Esa Egungun. She will not call it Esa Egungun. In most of our surprise packages of birthdays, we engage this artist in recent time. The interesting thing is that they will not go with just Dudu drum alone or bata, which were the ancient kind of drum. But they use modern equipment like saxophone, tarolin, and the rest that you all know to engage their kind of creation, and people patronize them. Ashake, for instance, in his song, Mr. Money, uses Ashake as a pet name from his mother, Oladele Ashake, and he has gone so viral with youth. Just play a little song by Ashake, the youth are wild. They want to listen to him. He uses Oriki, he uses Yoruba expressions to navigate this. Going back to works of beautiful Nubia, I would like to quickly also allow you to listen to this as interrogating aspect of Oriki. This was at the ancient time we engage Oriki at different levels. And like I said, Oriki is fluid. However, in modern days, we use it for advertisements. And our youth are so interested in it now that it's not just the old ancient mothers that engage Oriki to communicate to their audience. We have a Jala, that's the starting point. A chance, a Jala, this is a youth. We use Oriki for kings, for royalties. And he's using that as an history, as essence while they invite the masses. I want to move fast so that I can reach where I'm going in particular. I'm trying to drag this. I have limited time.
It's actually
30 minutes?
It's your time.
So how many minutes do I have
left?
Anyhow,
1 more minute, just 1 more minute.
1 minute?
1 more minute.
30 minutes gone?
One.
Okay. That's fine. The works of Beautiful Nubia and Inde Barrister are major works that I look at and the message they communicate. But from what I put here, I say that Barrister interrogated the issues of banditry, burglary, rape, kidnapping, and the rest of them that were actually issues in the society as far back as 1985. Till date, his songs are still very current and still talking to the issues in the current time. The issue that has to do with kidnapping and trending political assertions in Nigeria, his music reflected on this. Issues of, Fabi in his work, just like I said, music can be entertaining. It's a pity I have very limited time. We all know this song of Olomi Jowo Oje Kajoma Agbadun. Ayatomoya Ilo Sheke Okoe. Belego Banton, Eko Mama Wobel, and the rest and the rest. We remember Ogunde's songs. And what I'm saying in this work is that music composition cannot just be regimented to the ancient time. Although there is a kind of fusion, people kind of modernize, they engage the traditional oral tones to suit the purpose and what they want to, the message they want to send to the world. I'm rounding up and I want to soon conclude. The work of Beautiful Nubia on Owuro Olojo. Owuro Olojo, eni marire o, eni marire o, asheba o, Owuro o. These are works that educate the youth, and there is more and more to say. On the final note, I have tried in this paper to advocate that music is therapeutic. Music is seen and enjoyed as a self thing, although the need to also preserve culture is there. But while we are preserving culture, we cannot just be rigid and say that it's just the contemporary music alone that we want to adopt. This is why we recommend in this presentation that the leaders and the led, talking about political issues, the musicians serve as messiahs in their own right, communicating solutions to problems. If we listen to them very well through the lyrics of their music, we can move beyond just enjoying the music. We can move beyond just the ancient historical forms of music, but we can allow for innovation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So, yes, I'm sure we have questions. Please, let's engage and let's.
So I can see that you are wearing multiple hats. You are an insider to some of these oral performatives, as you define them very eloquently. How do you navigate those two different positionalities, one as an insider, someone who performs the music, and then as a scholar? How do you mediate those two different spaces? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Well, I detach myself from any art work that I want to interrogate or analyze. I don't allow emotion to run through me when I am attending to works of art. In fact, I enjoyed your paper because I'm also a semiotician. I engage more of that theory, but for this, I only use an eclectic approach, reception theory, because I use more of the reader's response to this music and perspective of youth. And the notion is that what we have in present time is against the fear that Yoruba indigenous language is going into extinction. This is one of the papers that I used to address the fact that no, since our youth are using the language, because there's no music you create now that you don't engage dialects, language, proverbs, and the rest. So definitely, the language cannot go into extinction. That's one of the things I interrogated with this paper. Also because I don't sing Fuji. For instance, I've used Barrister Ayinde's work, but I've listened to him a lot. I know he uses language. He teaches even through his music. Like when I was growing young, I listened more to his works, even the words of Islam. I know quite a number of data I collected online and was on his platform informs that people actually learned Islam expressions through his music. So these are some of the data that I use to engage this presentation. So not just from my own perspective as a performer or as somebody who is used or who is close to indigenous orature, no. Again, how I interrogate such performances has to do with the content, the lyrics, which is the literary text that is before me to analyze. Thank you. Prof, more?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So let me leave this stage by also...
We have one more question online.
Oh, okay.
Professor Adéọlá Fálẹ, please.
Oh. Okay.
Prof, you can unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself and ask your question, please?
Thank you. I've got that. Thank you, Dr. Fálẹ, for adding so much flavor to
Thank you, sir.
to this section.
Yes, sir.
Well, I just want more enlightenment because I know you are an expert in that area. You mentioned that language is always shift in every music that we have, especially within the Yoruba cultural society. And I started asking, that the spoken language as we are saying it now, as you have sang it in some of your references. Do you also use language? Or you have some, or are you saying that we don't have instrumental music, especially during rites rituals? Most times, they already announce the passage of some of our traditional rulers in Africa. So I started asking, just to know more, just ask the spirit. Does that mean that we don't have instrumental music at all in our traditional music?
Sorry, I didn't get you, sir. Are you talking about trance music or something? Oh, I didn't hear that.
No. You said language is used.
Yes.
And it's an important aspect of every composition, every music performance.
Yes.
And I started asking, do we use language in pure instrumental music, or we do not have instrumental music in the traditional setting?
Well,
I'm not talking of the
okay, sir.
aspect of it, but I just want to know more. Does that mean we don't have instrumental music where spoken language is not used?
Okay, I got you now. There is what we call para-language and verbal and non-verbal language. The scope of my presentation is verbal artistry. However, I want to add that we have, as a semiotician, we have language without orality. And this is where communication comes even through music without words. Sometimes, like in Ketia and I think Karen Baba once said, that we're Africans, we are just rooted in music is in us. Somebody dies, God forbid, and you want to express that. Sometimes they don't talk. That's an expression, and it's really not using the verbal form. Yes, gesticulation. So I want to think, I don't want to be emphatic, that we have music that could be classified in that setting. But because the scope of my presentation, this is why I have not delved into that. But in other works, and I want to say that music is part of us. In fact, I sometimes heard that the Yoruba people communicate with birds and snakes. And I've experimented this, not personally. When I was young, yes. And this is why I want to assume. It's an assumption, and this is why when presentation like this come, it opened doors for more research. When I was young, not that young, as far back as early 70s or mid-70s, there was a man who rears birds, different kinds of birds, and he has them stuffed all around the house. And every morning it will go to them, to the nest, the birds, the kites, and will mimic after them. There is a particular one, common one, Odere Koko. As far back as 1970, that was when I knew that that is what the bird says. So I think that's one. And for snake, the knowledge is that when snake at night or under flowers, you can try it, but don't. I'm warning you. The lady who sang, like, I enjoy jazz music and I like country music so much. So I'm one of the class of people you said, sometimes they compose, but they do not, they may not listen to that in public. I compose and I have, to the glory of God, 9 albums, works till date, which speaks to Oriki orature dedicated to different class of people, royalties, and I compose for people. But the person who said, even to snake, if you hum so much, this is no language barrier. You have your voice, you have your tone, you can just hum it. That snake, particular snake, I won't tell you, come rounds to enjoy that humming. So I sometimes navigated people to tell me, and I spoke with hunters, that please, do snake listen to us? They said yes. Particular is cobra. I mentioned it already. Once you hum jazz music or you play on piano, you are inviting snake. Because we were told they enjoy sonorous voices. So I want to assume, Professor Okwade, sir, that Africans and indigenous setting, we may have something like that, but it is an eye-opener for me to further my research on that. Thank you, sir.
But thank you, ma'am. I think it's a good one hearing from you, that because while your paper was going on, myself and the colleague here, we are just discussing, trying to do with language and communication as a general thing. And I said, okay, let us ask our professor who is talking to us to let us know more about it. But you have clearly told us the verbal and non-verbal.
Yes.
Because there are instrumentals, and since
yes.
you're also a ceritician, I think that explains it. When they play some music that are instrumental, it's still symbolism there that people know that these are the things they are talking about. Thank you, man. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So we have 1 minute to go, but we have one other question. So
okay,
let's just accommodate. So, Mr. Babatunde Awononga, can we make it very, very, very short, please? Very, 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 very short, please. We only have 1 minute. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for your beautiful. Well, I would just like to hear your opinion about this. There's this belief that certain neo-traditional genres, like the Apala of the Muslims and Sakara. But recently, I have observed that these genres still exist around us, either through internet, through social media, and a observation on the field. What, in your opinion, is the state of these genres in contemporary times?
Yes. As a scholar in that area of African indigenous performatives, I will be emphatic with you on this. Like I said, language evolve. I remember one time I was asked to come and chant Ijala at Baba Olowere's church. He's a CSC of blessed memory, founder of blessed memory. Baba Olowere will listen to Ijala music, but contextually, like I said, language is what we use, and I'm going to enact that there. So be it anyone using Akpala, or using reggae, or using Bolojo, or any kind of classified orature within contemporary and the Asian time, I think language and context matters. Ah, ó tóbi lọ́ba, ó tóbi lọ́ba, olùpèsè ara ní bàbá. Ah, ó tóbi. Ẹ dákun kí lẹ wí. Ẹ dákun ẹ má gbérin bí ẹni tí ò sí àyẹn. Ẹ dákun ẹ bá ń gbérin mi tààrà. Ah, ó tóbi lọ́ba. Say it. Ah. So you say, ah, ó tóbi lọ́ba. Ah, ó tóbi lọ́ba. Variation now. Let's go. Ah, ó tóbi lọ́ba. Ah, ó tóbi lọ́ba. Jésù ọkọ̀ opó olùpèsè takuntakun ọkọ̀ aláìní bàbá mi àgbà. Olódùmarè bàbá mi àrà tí ń ṣohun tìyanu tìyanu. Ọkọ̀ aláìní olùpèsè tí pèsè gbogbo ayé. Ẹgbẹ́rin àbẹ́ ẹgbẹ́rin ẹ dákun ẹ wí. Ah, olóbi lọ. Bàbá tóbi lọ́ba kí lẹ wí. Jésù tóbi lọ́ba kí lẹ sọ. It looks like fern, but I have not used Ogun. Neither have I used any other Orisha's name. Contextually, I have used Jesu because I'm in church. So language matters in the context of presentation. So if anyone endorses or engages Akpala music, the rhythm, the tone, the inflection, and the rest of the components that has to do with Akpala, which is of the Ijebu and the Ogun State's enclaves or ethnic group. I think you have to look at the lyrics. What is the purpose of the use? Where is the context of the use? And does it speak to the theme of the need? I think this is why we say music is evolving. And if we're able to engage language at any level, no particular language is now restricted to the use of songs, except if you're using a song for certain purposes at certain levels. This is where it becomes something you don't want to listen to. So if in blue music, for instance, they say all kind of things, and I've just used the rhythm and the percussion to adopt it to church, just like the song I listened to this morning, the beautiful lady there was trying to reflect on the àgbàyà. Àwọn àgbà tó ti so àgbàdo mọ́dì, wọ́n di ẹlẹ́sìn. That's able in context in Yorùbá. Wọ́n ní àgbà tó so àgbàdo mọ́dì, ó ti di aláwàdà adìyẹ. Òwe ni is a proverb, is a proverbial expression in Yorùbá. So, and that is not restricted to any context of presentation. It can be used at any level so far it communicates to the audience it has in mind. So for me, that Akpala is now evolving and youth are engaging it, I think is to the best of their use. And I think is something that we're looking at, that the future of that language, Yoruba, the future of our culture is being protected, but in different ways. This is my position. I don't know if I answered you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to end this. Otobi Loba.
Just Otobi Loba Abioto.
Otobi.
Baba Tobi Loba Kilewi. Baba Tobi Loba Mogbabe. Olùpèsè ara ni Baba. Baba Tobi Loba Kile so. Otobi Loba. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.